What's up? What's up? We're gonna be playing some Tony Hawk Pro Skater 1+2. It's been a little while since I last played this, but honestly, you know, things been going on in my life. A little bit tumultuous at times over the past week or so. Let's see, a new MooBot stuff. Alright. Whatever. We're gonna be playing this game. I actually was in the volume options there because I was turning down the audio, because it never once occurred to me that I would have any difficulty uploading this stuff to YouTube, but obviously I do. With very obvious good reason. Alright, so we're doing the skate tours. We're done Pro Skater 2. We just need to finish up Pro Skater 1. Wow, alright. Although, like, honestly, give me a second here. Totally understandable. Like, who was I kidding that I was gonna do Pro Skater 1 first? Are you insane? Alright, what do we got here? Yeah, no offense, you know, this Billy Talent song is, it's pretty hype, as they say. So I got all that. Gold medal there. Need the popcorn buckets and the rooftop gaps in downtown Minneapolis. You gotta airwalk that homophobic gap. Downhill jam. We just gotta face it. Downhill jam's never getting completed. Just not happening. You know what? I'm gonna go for those popcorn buckets just because I don't remember where they are, but we'll find out. Popcorn buckets goal is not one from the original, so it's exclusive to this version, I think. Because I don't think that they added this stuff in any previous re-release of Pro Skater 1. Oh, now I gotta get in the Pro Skater groove again. Alright, so there's one popcorn bucket here. Alright. I'm just, you know, speaking of being afraid of heights, my character is apparently afraid of heights because he can't get up there. There we go. Got a little coffin going at the same time. Extra spooky action for the fall season. You know, as much as, like, I've been having a little bit of a hard time personally lately, the fact that it's fall now definitely makes me feel a little bit better, as long as we get like an actual fall and we don't immediately go to winter. Second popcorn bucket should be up here. Just, yeah, no, ah, absolute catastrophe. So that's two. There's three across the way. What? Oh, you can't break those? Why? Oh, you're intended to, like, collect the popcorn bucket and then... Like, you're supposed to go this way, you're supposed to collect that popcorn bucket, then you're supposed to go, like, over here, in here, grab that. Get down with the sickness. Do a nose manual. You got 14 seconds left. Can we scout out the remaining two? Listen, I'm not in the Tony Hawk mode yet. Just give me a little bit. I'll get there. All right, so we've scouted three. Go ahead here. So we scouted those three there. There's the one up there, the one on the rooftop, and the one across from the rooftop. All right. Now what do we got over here? Nope. Eternity, my friend, by the way, is a long freaking time. Oh, and then there's one in there, and then there's one on the marquee over here, correct? Yeah, alright. So now we've found those. Let's just go for the most cost-effective, cool way of doing this. Alright, so that's when we do that. We're gonna pop up here, go down here, and we're gonna go around the corner. Just knock over those mailboxes. Watch out for the taxi. We're gonna head up here and we're gonna go all the way around. Hopefully not waste so much time grabbing that one at the top. I have no idea why I did that, but you know. So we'll grab the one at the top. We'll boneless our way over probably. Or just a regular ollie because it doesn't register my inputs. Then we're gonna go in here, and that's where we're gonna find number 4.
Yes!
Don't bother doing the whole loop around. We got stuff to do. We're gonna go down here. We're gonna totally miss. It's probably wall rideable. There we go. 5 popcorn buckets complete. We just gotta complete the rooftop gaps, which I don't know what I'm doing there. Need some Rage Against the Machine to get into Tony Hawk mode? Yes, and hello, welcome to this. I did have to turn the music down just a little bit because I wasn't sure about the YouTube copyright strikes. Which, like, I'm fine if the videos don't get monetized, because, like, I mean, I don't have partnership on that channel anyway. I don't have partnership on my other channel anymore either, for that matter. But, like, it was, like, video blocked. I'm like, oh no. I guess it's not copyright strikes, it's content ID. It's different. If it was copyright strikes, I'd be in trouble. What are we doing here? One of 3 rooftop gaps. What's the next rooftop gaps? Is that a rooftop gap? What are the rooftop gaps? I mean, we found one. Is the other one to just, like, simply go to the other, I'm gonna restart. I'm running out of time. Is the other one to simply just go around to the other end? You know what I mean? Like, it would probably be quicker, actually. Like, if I restart, it would probably be quicker if I go forward. And I give him one of these. There we are. We're instantly there. Rooftop gaps are so annoying. Hey, Flying Condor. I expect that they're annoying because I found one, but there's 2 more. And I don't remember these being a thing before. So one of them is going that way. Alright. It's got an arrow. This one leads nowhere, though.
Yeah!
No, but that was pretty sick, though. Do you not, even knowing the YouTube content ID algorithm, like, it's still gonna be able to identify the music playing in the background here, even though it's like super quiet that probably only I can hear it. But I did it about this level before when I did my my big long, like, 8-hour Tony Hawk Pro Skater 1, 2, and 3 stream, and that didn't count, by the way. And then this goes nowhere, right? When I did that like 8-hour long Pro Skater 1, 2, 3 stream, it was still able to pick up the audio, and I even tried to do like a little bit of filtering on the game's output to try to see if I could mask it, but you know, YouTube just doesn't want you to play video games. Oh hey, welcome to the stream. Someone got content ID'd because the song was playing in someone's car is audible for less than 1 second. I would believe it. YouTube's content ID system is a nightmare. Okay, so that's a rooftop gap. I go to another rooftop from here. I feel like you can get on top of some of these roofs and some of them you just can't. You know what? Here's the thing. Here's the deal. Let me just look up what these gaps are. So I'm not just like looking around for like half an hour. I'm browsing over here on my my YouTube. Please don't play any loud noises. All right. So I'm seeing. Yep, that's the way you're going. Yeah, you go up. Okay. Oh, that's a rooftop gap? Okay. Okay, so the one that I did before, that's a rooftop gap. And then once you're up there... That's okay, and then down onto the rail. I see. I see. I'm also seeing spam comments on YouTube. Okay. Meanwhile, I'm gonna come back. Sorry, that was a little too long. All right. So, we're gonna restart our run. I know what they are now. Not gonna bother wasting my time. I want to move on. I've seen quite enough of this level. Alright, hop over the taxi. This seems to be the thing that you do constantly in this... Oh, God. In this thing. Da-na-na, da-na-na-na-na. So this is one. I didn't have the speed for it, so... failed them so many times. I'm following in your footsteps. It's okay. It's just how it is. You know, I'll be honest, like right now, maybe I shouldn't get into it too much, but I've been having a little bit of, been myself at a little bit of a crossroads in terms of employment. Just like straight up not having fun at the one of the positions I was hired for, which, you know, admittedly, you know, not having fun is one thing. When it's significantly like this is not work you're suited for, that's another thing. So I had to let that position go after trying it out. Yeah, so what I learned is work from home call center stuff, not fun. Would not recommend it. Like certain kinds of people probably, you know, that's probably something they can do. Me? Nah. No. Oh, come on. Get off my butt. Okay. Yeah, I don't think that I can do the work from home call center stuff. Mostly, you know, like tech support over the phone. Anything call center is a no-go. I think I would have been okay with it, you know, if it was still like at the facility, because, you know, it's really lonely. The work from home thing, I just don't think that I can do for certain jobs, you know. If it's independent work from home stuff for like a little bit of extra money, which I'm perfectly used to doing, that's fine. I can do that. I don't think I can do it. Okay. But I got friends who do that stuff, and they're able to do it fine. They like it, or, you know, at least they're fine with it. You're finding school from home ridiculously easy. I still struggle to imagine what that's like, because, you know, now in my head, that kind of thing is really cemented as the work from home position that I tried out for about a month, and it was just not fun in any capacity, and it was actually really draining on my mental health. Not to get, you know, too dark, but I would not do it again, is basically what I'm saying, unless like I absolutely had to. Plus it was that, and trying to balance between that and my other job was just... No, no, no. Can't do that. So that's 2. Okay. Got the annoying one out of the way first, which is good. Well, got it out of the way second, I guess. It's especially hard, you know, trying to do tech support over the phone. That is, for sure, like, not fun. Especially tech support for products that you're just, like, I was not familiar with at all. Oh no, I did this one. I did this one. I have to do that one to do the other one. What am I doing? And there we go. What the heck was up there in the... I feel like I looked at it before, but I want to look at it again. But I mean, like, you know, so I'm back, you know, doing the other job. It's a job I enjoy a lot. Doesn't pay tremendously well, but... Actually, it doesn't pay very good at all, but I like doing it, and that's the main point. Butt wipes. Oh, I see. You know, this is a toilet paper stockpile because the coronavirus stuff in this game. I see. That's weird. Did car sales over the phone doing like cold calling? Oh, cold calling. That would be awful. Can't imagine that. At least for me, you know, when I was doing that call center thing, it was literally just people calling in. And to be fair, you know, when people are calling in with like tech support problems, like they're at your mercy. Like you got to solve that for them. But that's also the stressful part is like if you're not, your knowledge isn't 100% and you don't have, and for me, it's like I don't physically have the thing in front of me. That makes it so much tougher. It's like trying to fix something through like 2 different panes of glass that are in front of you. And you gotta guide somebody else to do it. Not that I had the confidence necessarily that I was able to do it to begin with, but it's kind of odd how many COVID references are in this game. It is weird. It's like trying to be oddly topical, I guess. Anyway, time for the hell level. A hell level. God, I wish there was a hell level. There's a heaven level. Madonna the huge water hazard gap. Airwalk the hydrophobic gap. Let's just try to get these freaking valves. So there's that one. There's that one. There's one along here. Don't worry about skate. I don't see myself ever doing that. So there's that one. And where's the last valve? Is that supposed to be the last valve, or where the heck is the last one? Oh, that's I need to airwalk that. Airwalk is like upright. No, that's the Madonna. Okay. Japan. Benahana. Airwalk is down. No, that's tail grab. What the heck is my airwalk? No. It's on skater. Grab tricks. No, that is what I did. Okay, yeah, so that's the airwalk. Cool. Left down, left down. Left down is last valve. Oh, like down there? Oh yeah, isn't it on the, it's on the wall. There we go. You say left down and down that path and, oh, came back to me. Thank you. Only ever had manual labor jobs. They fire you over the dumbest stuff. I could believe it. You know, after working in fast food for 5 years, I guess that kind of counts as manual labor. But, you know, probably real manual labor is like, you know, warehouse jobs. Hurt your back so you never returned. Yeah, oh. That sucks. I've never been like fired from a job. Now that I think about it. I've only ever left a job when it just straight up wasn't working out for me, or no, I guess that's really the only reason I've ever left a job, is it just wasn't working out for me. Living situation changed, mental health problems, you know, I needed to do something else. Warehouse, dishwashing, groundskeeping. You do warehouse again? Really? The other ones are that bad? Well, I can imagine dishwashing is pretty repetitive. I mean, I did a fair amount of dishwashing working in fast food, but to do that for your whole shift, yeah, that kind of sucks. Groundskeeping, I had a friend who did. I think I had a couple other friends who did groundskeeping. They seem to be like okay with it. I don't know. It's not people I really talk to anymore. Ah! I missed it. I've never really quite known what the threshold is for getting like fired for a job, which is like possibly like a scary thing. Okay, what the heck is going on? I'm not meaning to wall ride this whole time. We can do this better. Like, I've seen people get fired before. Well, not, you know, not seen them get fired before, but, you know, I've been to a job and been like, hey, you know, what happened to so-and-so? It's like, oh, you know, they got fired. And then it's like, why? Which is like, it's pretty bad when it's like working in fast food. Oh, hold on. Wait, is that other hard hat up there? No, that's the secret tape. Oh, it's just here. Okay. I'm just trying to get these freaking hard hats, dude. But you know, being supervisor and stuff in fast food is also another thing where it's like, you know, you have sometimes, you know, employees that aren't like doing the things that they should be doing, you know, and then it's like you end up having to, you know, say, hey, stop doing that. And so you end up feeling bad when, like, in the extreme cases where that employee gets let go, you know. I don't like feeling like that. Soulless and mindless. You know what? I feel like I can do soulless and mindless for work. Maybe that wouldn't bother me too much, but I don't know. I think I need to try out more stuff. It's really, you know, been either fast food or it's been semi-office, semi-receptionist work, which honestly, like, I enjoy doing that. If I can do that for the rest of my life, you know, I think I'd be fine. And then it was doing tech support. I've also done like data entry jobs as well. Want a job where you could shut your brain off, go into autopilot for a couple hours and go home? Yeah, well. Wait, I skipped back. What are our goals again? Collect skate. Collect that secret tape. Madonna, the huge water hazard gap. And Madonna is that. Okay. That was a really slow grind. I feel like that's not gonna work. Hold on. That gap sucks. It looks like it sucks. Alright, well clearly you gotta get more speed off of that, so. Listen, there's nothing wrong with... I'm very much pro cannabis. I was almost wondering if, like... I did not mean to start that. Oh, so that counts as the huge water hazard gap. Alright, so... that counts as long as you do it as part of the combo. Okay, I just need to get out of doing indie, and hopefully it'll count. Need to be lucky. I want to see if I can cheese it by doing this. Yeah, that counted. That counted. As long as Madonna was part of the trick line. I almost wonder if, like, you know, maybe you could end up like doing it like this. I don't know if that would, oh no, that didn't count as the water hazard gap. So it's probably if you do it off of just like the first half of the pipes here. Because it's probably made up of two different, like, yeah, so that counts as huge water hazards. So what's probably happening is like it's made up of two separate parts. At least this is how it, like, mentally I see it in terms of like create a park stuff, which is obviously not how it probably works here. But it's probably like the first half of it counts as the gap starter, and like that land counts as the closing of the gap. But I don't know. Spent like 2 hours. Man. Bogus, dude. Alright, so I got S. Okay, that's A. No, K is off of the other thing, right? Man, just the ska in this game. Oh boy. Although admittedly, ska has never really been my thing. I can respect it. You know, ska, punk, skate punk kind of stuff. Skate punk, ska, crossover genres. I can respect it. We're about to spell ska right now. Just can't spell skate without ska. You're the only white guy who hates ska? See, I guess like it never really bothers me because like I guess it's so firmly planted in my nostalgia. Like I think, oh god, like because when I think of like ska music, I really mostly just think of Tony Hawk. Ah, fail upwards, as they say. You like reggae? Now see, I can never really, you know, wrap my head around reggae, at least, you know, what I typically mentally associate as being reggae, just a certain sound. Never been something I've been huge into. Maybe I just need some recommendations. The discussion often goes to talking about music taste here, so, and then most of the time it's like, you know, actually, you know, I have no problem listening to, you know, anything, but actually, you know, my palette is limited exclusively to death metal from the year 1989 to 1994, and I could name you every single obscure release, but that's actually giving myself too much credit, even in that little area. I feel like when you get to that level of like nerdiness about something, that when you start like saying like, yeah, well, I listen to, you know, other stuff too, at least for me, is like, it almost feels like you're using it as an excuse, going like, no, 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 I'm not that much of a loser. Trust me, I've listened to what's popular with the kids nowadays. Backstreet Boys. See, this bugs me because like there's like you have to bust the crates thing in the original version of this level, and it's just not here. I don't know how to get that secret tape. Yeah, just like that. Do you think you can wall ride up this thing? That'd be really weird. Carl Spyro in the soundtrack is so deeply rooted in my being, which was done by Stuart Copeland from Police. Yeah, huge reggae. You know, yeah. You know what? The Police is like, it's reggae for white people, right? I don't even know what goals am I doing here? It's literally just secret tape. Oh, come on. I need to get that secret tape. Is there a... It's mostly just like you gotta have the momentum, I think. Can't believe I missed that. I do actually like, I do like the Spyro soundtracks. They're not something that I'd be like, wow, this is a banger, and I'd love to listen to it all the time, but... How do you... That looked fatal. But definitely, like, I didn't really play the Spyro games. My real only exposure to the Spyro games has been, like, through YouTubers. Probably, like, Kid Icarus. He was a PlayStation guy. And, my only real exposure to Spyro, to be honest... Okay, whatever. My only exposure to Spyro, to be honest, really has been through Spyro Enter the Dragonfly, which is, like, the bad game. But, like, not even, like, me playing it, because it was, like, my brother would play it, because he got really into, like, the brokenness and how bad that game was when he was younger. How are you supposed to get up there? Watch out for hole, by the way. Red tube video titles. Ugh, oh my god, that was... Bumping up speed and air stats is pretty much essential for this one. I thought the remasters of Spyro games are really good. I've heard that. And, I was gonna say they were done by the same company as this game, but that was the Crash ones. But yet, I think Crash 4 is being done by the people who did the Spyro remasters. I think. That's what I heard. Which makes it a really weird sort of remaster, remake, sequel soup with games that has connections to this one. What am I doing? Skater. I need to go skater. Profile? No, skater. I need to end run. Well, I got air. Got speed up. Yeah, that's probably good. What the heck do I, like, ramp wise? What do I get off of to get that secret tape? I don't know if I've ever gotten this secret tape, to be honest. Oh, okay. Where would I go from here? What? Oh, and then you have to go over there and then off of the... So like that, and then across and off the ramp. Also, here's the Vicarious Visions logo, but I'm not gonna pick it up because I can't reach it right now. Right, and then you gotta go like up, then off the ramp. Ah! Corpse paint? Yeah, you can apparently do corpse paint on the players. On the skaters. Where am I going? Ugh. Hopefully I have that magic again to be able to do this, and you're like, whoop. Nope. That really sucks that that's so hard to do. Well, that's not the way to do it. Got Rage Against the Machine. Alright, coming up on this jump. Hey, you know what? I'm not anti Rage Against the Machine. I would say I am pro Rage Against the Machine. I like them in smaller doses. Not my preferred thing to just like listen to constantly. Got nothing against it though, you know, it's just... Okay, well that was royally messed up. Downhill Jam is just the worst level ever made. And the whole game was supposed to be like this. This was like... Tony Hawk was like so proud of this stuff. He wanted the whole game to be downhill. I hate this. Although to be fair, you know, Rage Against the Machine music probably just as relevant now. I mean, you know, eternally relevant under late stage American capitalism. That's just a fact. But you know, for the cultural zeitgeist right now, do you mind like these freaking barrels in the freaking boxes? Get out of here. I don't understand. It takes like half a second for you to crouch to get that ollie up and prepared with your half A press, and it's like just not enough time. So you gotta like, I was gonna say stop, but you know, clip through the wall. That's okay. Shoutouts to all those people who go like, you know, every single time Tom Morello posts a political post, you know, saying like screw Donald Trump or whatever. Shoutouts to all those people who are like, you know, I'm not listening to Rage Against the Machine anymore. You guys were a cool band, but you know, now you've been political. You know, that's sort of like the common joke, I guess now is, oh boy, no. Oh, I had it. We need to build up special meter first. You think so? Let's see. It's like that Ian Miles Chong tweet where it's just like, I bet you think RoboCop is political. You know, some people just, you know, they just don't get it. And that music and that media was never for them to begin with. If you don't understand, it's just like one of my roommates put on Starship Troopers 2 the other day, which I had always heard was like a legendary bad sequel. I did not stick around to watch it because I was like, oh, the whole movie takes place inside of this like construct, and it has nothing to do with like the themes or anything from the original movie. And I mean, like, yeah, you can hit it with the argument of like, oh, well, you know, maybe people just wanted a dumb action movie. Oh, come on. No. Oh, that's some downhill jam. I turned to downhill jam after I fall from that height and turn into a red paste all over the ground. Like Rage Against the Machine, same way like Pantera pumps you up. Yeah, but to be fair, I feel like the members of Rage Against the Machine would have a real grudge to bear against Pantera, or at least Phil Anselmo, and perhaps Pantera as a whole in their repping of the Confederate flag. Tom once said, paraphrasing here, "You don't need a degree in political science to understand why I don't like Trump, but I happen to have a degree in political science, so eat it." Yeah, it was like on an Instagram post. Anyone who says Rage Against the Machine is too political has never read their lyrics. Fake fans, posers. It's true. 100% true. But beyond that, I mean, like, you could get into the real argument of, like, well, you can view anything through a political lens. But especially with movies like Paul Verhoeven movies like RoboCop and Starship Troopers, it's like, it's one thing to talk about like metaphor in a text, and one thing to talk about like symbolism, analogy, but when like the actual entire purpose of like a story, like it's so baked into the story itself, is something like, you know, in the case of say Starship Troopers, it's like, this is a cartoonish version of fascism that is largely, you know, despite the fact that, you know, the world is sort of united against these bugs, it's very largely American fascism. At least in a way that we would recognize it. But it is more just a general critique of fascism in general, and like that's not like subtext, that is the entire point of the story. It's like saying, you know, reading like an Aesop's fable and then like pretending the moral's not there. I'm doing great on this level, by the way. And then, you know, RoboCop, which I would probably cite RoboCop as my favorite movie of all time. I probably said that before. RoboCop is an achievement. I have just small minor concerns with RoboCop, but it's like, it's not exactly what the movie was trying to address to begin with, so I get it. You know, you want to make a focus movie talking about like one particular issue, actually several particular issues. I think the movie could have been stronger if, and here's my criticism of RoboCop, if the movie had more of a meditation on Murphy understanding what it means to be a police officer in this sort of dystopian future. What police officer as a job title has become, what it even originated as, what its point in society is, and how it's, you know, the movie is very, very on the nose about like, well, no, the police are a tool of the state, and the state is owned by corporations, so in turn the cops protect private property, and that is their explicit purpose in the RoboCop universe. And hey, because it's the explicit purpose in the RoboCop universe, maybe that says something about real life. And that's sort of the point that it's trying to get at, but also like you should be fearful of like a broken system when I'm not even doing this properly. You should be fearful of a broken system, or at least cautious of a broken system when you get these very sort of binary technologies, unfeeling technologies applied to it. Which I guess, you know, that's sort of the central conflict of the characters in the movie. But even, you know, at the end of the day, in their pursuit of bringing humanity to a robotic cop, they had to rob somebody else of their humanity and force that person to find their humanity again. You know, it's ultimately still inhumane. I feel like, you know, because at the end of the movie, you have RoboCop, you know, he's asked what his name is. He doesn't reply with RoboCop. He says Murphy. Because he's not RoboCop. He is Murphy. He continues to be despite what has been done to him. And I think like it would have been a little bit stronger if during that journey of him figuring that out for himself, if he meditated a little bit more on like this. I'm not getting anywhere with this. Meditate a little bit more on like, well, what is my job as a cop to begin with? Because he really, you know, his arc is he starts out trying to be like a good cop. That's his concern. He wants to be a good cop. And then bad things happen to him, and then he gets turned into RoboCop. Which he's not being a good cop. He is being, well, what one may perceive to be a good cop. But ultimately he is still controlled by the state and by the corporations. I don't really know where I'm getting at this, but I feel like there's a little bit of a stronger human angle that RoboCop could have got at if it was really gunning for it, but... Okay, so that kicked my special meter up. And apparently my speed was too high that I flew right over that thing. Oh my god. I'm just about to give up on this secret tape altogether just because it is that nasty. But in the meantime, you know, I've gotten a lot of talk about Robert Cop. RoboCop 2 is not great. I wouldn't say that's a movie that misses out on the point of the original entirely, but it's a movie that doesn't feel like it has its own point to make, at least. It doesn't really have a story. It has more just like a series of events that happen. And it's like, wouldn't it be weird if like we did this with RoboCop? And like the only real remotely clever thing that the movie does is like the sort of driving force of the plot is OCP trying to make RoboCop 2. Which almost in like a completely unintentional like meta commentary way is almost like what the filmmakers were doing. We gotta make RoboCop 2 and then it doesn't work. And that's what the movie is. Shameless cash-in sequel and name only, not the substance of the original. The other like big problem about RoboCop 2 is, and I hate to say this, it's boring. Oh, I was so close that time. I didn't bail. Like, it feels so long and boring. I don't feel like in the original that there's any dull moments in it. And I won't even bother with 3. I haven't seen 3, but it ain't got Peter Weller in it. You recast RoboCop like that, and no thanks. I have, however, seen the remake, and I think I prefer RoboCop 2 to the remake. But the remake is like not good. When I first saw it, I was like, yeah, it's all right, but the more I think about it, the more I'm like, not only did it miss the entire point of the original, but it adds nothing when it has every opportunity to be like, okay, but here's some of the real fears of the original RoboCop manifested, you know, drone warfare. And like, they have that in there, but it's sort of like set dressing. They don't really make a point to say anything about it. I hate this game. So let me tell you what. Let's change levels. Let's change levels. And let me just grab something. That's called I gotta stuff a couple chips in my face and drink my lemonade. Let's do Burnside. Or what's going on? Hold on. I don't know why that wasn't working. Now you want chips. I got salt and vinegar here. Okay, so now we actually gotta like stop doing the platforming stuff and start. Just do the ring around the bowl here. I keep seeing that tag there on the green wall, and I'm like, it looks like the Burzum logo to me for like a second. I'm like, Varg Vikernes? He's in this game? Varg Vikernes probably actually hates skateboarding because he thinks it's like degenerate, like non-white culture or something stupid. And then he goes back into his little hidey hole and then role plays racist Gandalf on Twitter. Varg Vikernes is a strange cave-dwelling animal. Can't say I like that guy very much. But hey, he's a convicted murderer, so I don't really have a reason to like him. Ah! I have no idea what happened there. I'm restarting the whole competition because there's no way I can recover from that. I realize that my controller's probably like clacking really loud. I can barely hear it because I got my like noise canceling headphones on. Recall a story where Varg sent a Jewish band a letter bomb back in the day. Oof. Now, see, that's what you call a loser move. See, and I have a beef here, and I've been probably, I've said this before. I've sat on like making a video that sort of addresses it in a way, not in a, like a pretentious like, as I say, woke scold way, but like in a hey, you know what. Let's talk about this here. Is that, you know, heavy metal has a problem. And the problem is that, and I've seen this so many times where it's like, oh, you know, we're so accepting. Look, we got a guy, we got lots of these guys who like lift up people in wheelchairs in the mosh pit and stuff like that, and you know, we're so accepting, and you know, hey, we've got some bands that have women as the lead singer. Isn't that progressive? And Jeff Rowley's beating me here. We're gonna be on this competition for a long time, dude. Yo! Oh, that didn't go the way I wanted. Get some flatlands. But you know, like the metal community, we have this sort of myth where we're like, hey, we're super accepting. You know, but also don't you dare question that we're super accepting and friendly. But meanwhile, it's like, you know, we got some, you know, bands that are highly venerated that are like horrible racists, you know. Even within like sort of my small little niche of old school death metal, like obviously got Craig Pollard from Incantation and Disma. He's a giant sack of soggy peanuts. Recall a story where, okay, no. Police show up at the band's door, says, "Who hates Norway? Just got bomb in the mail." Ooh. Mel seems to become more progressive in the sense that it's become less bigoted but more antagonistic. Yeah, I guess so. I feel like there's like a certain threshold though, and that there's maybe like just a mentality like within metal itself. Maybe it's like you can see it throughout like all different subcultures, obviously, but within metal, I think specifically why it's so pervasive is because the metal community is very scared of the concept of political correctness, and anybody who uses the phrase political correctness to, you know, talk about anything, you know, they go on high alert. So like, and this was actually going to be like the sort of crux of the video that I was gonna do, but I realized it's probably just gonna be annoying, and that, you know, despite the fact that it's like, I thought it would make for an interesting video essay, you know, I'm not Lindsay Ellis, I'm not Dan Olson, and I'm not super knowledgeable about stuff like this, but, I was gonna be talking about, you know, it's gonna start with talking about the trials that happened in the 80s revolving around the Parents Media Research Council. I believe that's what they were called. And they're, you know, them going after like Dee Snider and Rob Halford for inciting the youth, you know. They went after, I know they went after Rob Halford for specifically that one song on Stained Class, I think. That was like, oh, there's subliminal messaging saying, do it, and that encouraged, you know, these teenagers to try to attempt suicide, which is what they had alleged. And then, you know, of course, Judas Priest, they were like, that's nonsense, and Rob Halford had to testify in court about that. Dee Snider also legendarily testified in court on behalf of Twisted Sister. And so that became, there's a certain reverence for tradition, which I think already makes the metal community sort of skew a little bit to the right. I mean, that's a lot of different subcultures, but already, like, that's present in metal. So when you have that, and combine that with this idea of, like, myth-making, and myth-making is huge in heavy metal, in that, like, that whole ordeal has been sort of solidified in the heavy metal canon. And yeah, and so you have that mentality where it's like, well, heavy metal is supposed to be rebellious and political correctness, which is a really vague term, and that's perceived as control through social engineering. Yeah, absolutely, and that really plays into that mentality. So when you have an intersection of a whole bunch of things like this heavy sort of emphasis on tradition in heavy metal, and you have things like stuff like the Satanic Panic and like the court cases in the 80s as being like heavy metal legend, like that's part of the historical canon, and then you have the way that people use the term political correctness now, which is really not like the way you would use political correctness, you know, then typically referred to, you'd be talking about things that protected sort of the established order, the very like white Christian hegemony, conservative, even though, you know, democratic, people involved with the Democratic Party rather, were part of that whole shebang. It's still very much like neoliberal conservative values about what's offensive and what isn't. And so when it's like you're basing what's offensive based on like, oh no, this offends me because I am, you know, it offends my very conservative religion. You know, that's one thing. But people sort of like painted that like with broad strokes, and so when they started hearing, you know, the mythical social justice warriors, you know, they started painting that stuff with political correctness, and you know, of course, the metalheads were like, oh no, we're not going to even bother investigating what the difference is here between people upset at heavy metal encroaching on the established order and religious sensibilities versus people saying, hey, maybe, you know, you shouldn't write like Nazi music. And they see that as the exact same thing because they don't want to touch that stuff with a 10-foot pole. What they fail to realize, I feel, is that the very mentality that there's, you know, that metal in essence rebels against is the mentality that they're ending up protecting in that way. So like you can't make conservatism a counterculture. You just can't. And of course, you know, another pillar of that whole thing is very strong sense of masculinity. I mean, I mentioned before about, oh, by the way, I was gonna say something that could have maybe got me in trouble on Twitch, so I'm just gonna crush those cop cars and just leave it at that. Might have also been like mildly distasteful too, so that was good. Like, if I'm being honest, I think that like racist heavy metal, I think that that's antithetical to metal. I think that, you know, to be metal as a person, as an individual, and to buy into like racist conspiracy theories and stuff like that, it's not possible. Because I mean, like, while yes, you know, we still have to admit that like those people are in the metal community and they are driving other people out of the metal community, or making it unfriendly for certain people, you know, namely like non-white people. We can you know, make note of that, but also at the same time say that they are like, what's the word, like they're not following sort of the guiding principles of what heavy metal is. Because, I mean, like, whether you like it or not, you know, the established order, whether you like to admit it or not, rather, the established order does permit, if not encourage, things like white supremacy, even in very covert ways. So to support that in any way, that's a very pro-establishment thing. Racist metalheads seem to be in the minority. They often get banned from venues and called out on social media. And I'm glad. I'm glad that happens. But at the same time, I think that we also have to do that extra mile to go like, hey, well, we don't want racists in the metal community. They're not making... I mean, not just racists, but, you know, homophobes, transphobes, people who are, like, super ableist, etc., etc. We make a point of saying we don't want bigots in heavy metal. We should also, like, think about, like, well, am I, like, accidentally contributing to those attitudes and making it seem to be a welcoming place for those people? You know, it's the paradox of tolerance. You can't be tolerant of intolerance. I didn't do the cop cars. I'll do the cop cars now. Or maybe I'll just do them forever. Assuming I can find all of them. I got distracted by too many of the other things here. So that's one. It's a lot easier to see them here because you don't have the freaking distance fog. But you know, we can also talk about things like misogyny in metal. You know, there are many women who don't want to be, like, actively involved in the metal community, and you know, as a result, you know, the community is at a loss for it if you have more and more people who otherwise would participate are not participating because they don't feel welcome in it. And that, I think, is a tragedy. So, I mean, like, beyond, like, just general, like, misogynistic attitudes, we could also talk about, like, well, you know, there's an awful lot of music about, very misogynist themes, and of course I'm not saying, well, you know, people should never, I'm not saying you should stifle artistic expression at all, right? Because obviously when it comes to heavy metal, particularly like forms of extreme metal, like death metal, you have this sort of silent agreement with the audience that, like, everything is sort of tongue-in-cheek. You know, Cannibal Corpse, you know, when they're singing about murdering people, they're not actually singing about murdering people, obviously. Because that's sort of nonsense. And everyone knows that. But, you know, when it comes to stuff like sexual abuse and stuff, I feel like maybe people get a little bit more upset about that because the fact that, you know, don't kill people. Don't become a serial killer and murder people. That's pretty obvious. But when it comes down to things like sexual assault, that stuff is so normalized in society that when you start to, you know, say, hey, let's make a tongue-in-cheek sort of song about it, it's like, are you sure? Like you're not. It's almost like it's a different type of issue. It's also a lot more sensitive for people because a lot more people experience that than, say, survive a deranged serial killer or anything like that. But I mean, even for that matter, is there something wrong with the way that certain bands, say, perhaps glorify certain serial killers? I mean, you know, one of my favorite bands, Suffocation. I love Suffocation. They did a song about the BTK killer, and you know, ethically, you know, what is that about? You know, I'm not gonna make any judgments on it. I'm just saying, you know, that's something that I could conceivably see somebody being perhaps seeing that as distasteful. Of course, the counter argument then is like, well, you know, it's supposed to be distasteful, which, you know, I would say, is it? I don't know, because I was first and foremost, like, what I get out of it is not, like, being edgy and distasteful. What I get out of it is, you know... Oh, that door swings open? What I get out of it is a little thing called fun. And if my fun causes other people, you know, who otherwise would be having fun to not have fun, then, you know, there's something probably a little wrong. You know, I want to be able to go to concerts and, you know, be there and know that the people who came there who are maybe of certain minority statuses or whatever, like, that they are welcome there. And I want, you know, them to know that as well. And I think we have the ability to do that. We have the ability to make it better. But, you know, of course, it's not a metal specific problem. They're general attitude problems. I should just probably focus on the score and stop pressing the dang select button or whatever the heck that button's called. But, you know, if heavy metal is so accepting, how come, you know, there aren't too many, say, black metal, not black metal, but, you know, musicians in the metal scene that you can name that are black? Of course, there are some you can probably name right off the bat. You know, I was just talking about Suffocation, you know. At the start there, they had 2 black members, Mike Smith and Terrence Hobbs. But, you know, I almost feel like when you're able to name them, people almost use that as sort of a gotcha. It's the same thing with, like, female singers, or just, you know, women in heavy metal in general. It's like, oh, well, you know, what do you mean there's no women in metal? It's like, well, okay, first of all, that's not what I said, right? I'm refuting my own straw man here, but... You know, when people say, what do you mean there's not enough women in metal? You ever heard of Unleash the Archers? You ever listen to Nightwish? There's plenty of women in metal. It's like, alright. Yeah, you name a few, but like, contrast that with the amount of men, right? I'm not saying it has to be a 50-50 split, but you know, if you're not seeing, a slightly more even demographic split with musicians, you see that? It's solid up here. What happened? Need to restring all the guitars. You just don't want to. I've never strung a guitar before. That sounds complicated, and like you might cut your fingers on it. I don't like the idea of having finger cuts. I'm just saying, you know, if you're not seeing a reasonable representation in a demographic of people within a certain subculture, I'm not going to say that's automatically a problem, but I would say you should start to maybe wonder why that is, and maybe look into that. Sometimes there's more legitimate reasons for that. You know, in certain subcultures, obviously, you know, I feel like, you know, K-pop fans, probably larger percentage of K-pop fans are Japanese. Why? Just because the music is Japanese. Here I was in my head thinking J-pop. I said K-pop. Anyway, probably, let's go with either of those. With J-pop, they're probably Japanese. With K-pop, they're probably Korean. And why? Because, like, that's just it's accessible in that language. I'm not saying there aren't exceptions, obviously, but... You know, at least there's, you know, you can understand the reason for that. So when it's like, okay, well, percentage-wise, why aren't we able to name as many, say, female metal musicians? And then it's like, well, it's not like, you know, women don't listen to metal. It's not like women don't play heavy metal. But perhaps they just don't seem to get as much recognition for playing heavy metal as often. Again, it's not a blanket thing, but you know, it's a more like a frequency thing. And the other thing I find, and maybe this is like not very relevant, but you know, when people talk about like female heavy metal musicians, they always seem to gravitate towards talking about vocalists, which, you know, that's fine. Of course, that's totally legitimate. But I don't often hear too much about like female drummers, especially in heavy metal, female guitarists and bassists. If you asked me, you know, name a female heavy metal musician that wasn't a vocalist, my first inclination would probably say Joe Bench from Bolt Thrower. Beyond that, I would have to sit and think. I think part of it is the fact that rock was the music of the blue-collar working class, which is composed entirely of white men. That often gets antagonized and lumped in with fascists because the only representation they seem to get is from the right. I mean, you know, that's certainly could be a major dimension to it. But I definitely think, like, you know, like that is very true. The internet, though, I think, so we're gonna see like we're seeing a major sort of demographic shift with that. Like, I understand, like, historically why that would be sort of the thing. Oh my god, did you see that? The same reason there are many women in science, just lack of interest among certain people. I mean, it's possible. I'm just saying we can't discount attitudes in certain communities making people feel unwelcome. I think especially like in terms of, like, say, the race topic, that I feel like there's a lot of metalheads, they have a major disdain for, like, hip hop that they can't quite place. Not all of them, obviously, but there are a lot of metalheads that, you know, you'll hear that sentiment from them, you know. And obviously, you know, hip hop, very, very integral, fundamentally black music. So, you know, is it possible that maybe some people perceive a little bit of hostility there in that sentiment? In the mainstream, metal is all noise. We're all depressed and we all listen to garbage. But is it really? I mean, like, extreme metal absolutely is definitely categorized that way. But, you know, there's that other divide with metal, is like mainstream and not mainstream, and anything that's mainstream is not metal, right? Rock and roll is also fundamentally black music. Therefore, so is metal. It's all rooted in slave music. That is also very true. You know, and this is why I say, like, anybody who really thinks about it in terms of prejudices like racism, homophobia, and stuff like that, in the metal community, it's like they don't really think about, like, where this stuff comes from, because, you know, when it comes down to people who are, like, bigoted like that, people are bigots and have bigoted worldviews, particularly people who have, like, say, fascist worldviews. All they know is to just hijack other people's stuff. They don't know how to make anything of their own. They just know how to take things that they find interesting for some very surface level reason, whether it be the edginess of heavy metal or the symbology of a swastika, and they take it and they try to make it their own. And it's nonsense. Listen, the whole you know, as you said there, that it's, you know, rock and roll is fundamentally black music, right? So the music itself, and then you look at the fashion. Where on earth did we get the leather and the studs from? Who brought that in? Was it perhaps Mr. Rob Halford of Judas Priest who helped bring that in? Make that fashionable? Bringing that in from the gay biker aesthetic. We don't question it now. But it was, you know, it was something suggestive and out of the norm at the time. And they stole all the Viking stuff. They stole Pepe the Frog, too. That guy was just like, he just wanted to have a good time. And then they had to make him racist. Ugh. I was gonna say I don't like getting like super soapboxy on my streams, but like that's all I do, so I've just kind of consigned that as part of my fate at this point. I don't know if I was using the correct words there. I'm trying to keep combos strung together. And it really gets to the point too where like when I hear like metal bands like singing about Viking stuff, like I get a little worried. I'm like, okay, what's going on here? Are they like in it for the history? Or are they in it for like the cartoony Viking aesthetic, like say Amon Amarth really is, or are they being nefarious about this? I think you really gotta listen out for like the keywords. Once they start talking about like preserving a heritage for their race in the future, that's when you're like, uh-oh, we got a problem here. How long can we get this going? This was seen as the most masculine you could get. That came from gay S&M. Therefore, gays are more manly than you. Listen, what is more manly than engaging in intimacy with another man? That's twice the man. It makes logical sense for me. Logical sense to me. I was never good at math, but we still gotta collect skate? And the life preservers? What am I doing? The first skate letter's like up there. I thought it was up here. What? I feel like I just did this. Probably because like I'm remembering when I did the stream of this game, of the original game. But I remember having trouble going like, where the heck are the skate letters? I think I might have something of an idea now. The secret tape is really annoying to get in the original release. Hold on. So the S's they're all around like the edges of the map. And listen, anyone who's into like the femininity in heavy metal, you know, with the makeup, the big poofy hair, anything like aesthetically like that, and then immediately turns their back on like gay metal heads, it's like, what's wrong with you? This cultural appropriation. You're just taking it. You're taking it. And you're giving no respect to where it came from. There are a lot of gay metalheads out there. Gay, bisexual, pansexual. Lots of transgender metalheads out there. You know, I was actually very pleasantly surprised because I felt, you know, at least sort of when I was younger, that I felt a little bit like an oddball, like, you know, obviously I've had my own concerns about gender identity and orientation. Although I'm fairly confident in like orientation now, but what word I'd put to it, that's another matter. You know, but I was into metal, which is, you know, largely as I perceived it. Lots of where's my skate letters? I'm missing T. T is up there. Largely like straight dudes. Straight cis dudes. You know, as we were talking about how the general demographic tends to be. Oh! Or like repressed homosexuality. Hey, you know, I mean, I don't want to speculate, but it's possible. Don't have to conform to an archetype. Gave up on that long time ago. It's true. As far as like, say, like gender identity and sexual orientation labels go, you just gotta remember, like, you know, people don't have like the word gay or bisexual tattooed on their DNA. Like, it's the way I view it is really it's like an interest thing, right? Like the things that I like, you know, they're not necessarily a choice, but they're things that sort of develop, and it's not something you should necessarily judge someone for if it's not giving you any grief or anyone else any grief for that matter. But also that, like, the words that we use to describe those things, we made them up. It's fake. The identity, the feelings, obviously, those things are real, but the words we use, the words are fake. I've seen a lot of people who are like, they start going like, oh, well, you know, if you call yourself bisexual, you gotta have that sort of 50-50 split between the males and females. Which is, you know, not actually how that works. Or like there are people who, you know, they identify with the word gay or lesbian, but it's like, you know, in the past they've had partners of a different gender. And you always get those people who are like, actually, you're using that word incorrectly, and it's like, well, what does it really matter? We made those words up, and if they feel like at that moment in their life they feel more comfortable using that word, what's anyone else to say about it? Where's this last life preserver? Oh, in the middle here. Is that the last one? Yeah. And then we got, what, secret tape? Nose grab the hubba gap. Oh, yeah. And 50-50 the fountain. Oh, no. 5-0 the fountain. Listen, I don't know the difference between numbers. Straight is the new gay. I don't remember what I'm doing here. Well, what I was saying was like, on Twitter, finding, you know, so many different like LGBT metalheads was just like, oh my gosh, I didn't even know. When I got more involved in the metal side of Twitter, I was like, wow, you know, there's lots of other people who are like me. You don't have to only be like, hey, you know, talk about LGBT people in metal. It's like, well, I mean, Rob Halford wrote some songs about, you know, doing the do with some dudes in a more or less covert way. That's oh my gosh, you're not seeing this, but my Epic Games, my Xbox overlay came up because I pressed the Xbox button. Xbox. I don't even own an Xbox One. None of my roommates do either. So let's try getting the secret tape, which is really annoying in this stage. But let's see, maybe it's not that bad on this version. So just go around the, oh, this part's glass. Oh, that's weird. What's going on? Alright. I missed it. We still got time to do it again. Alright, turn around and... Alright, let's go. I like how they try to explain away some of like the ramps and stuff by like being like, oh, this is like a construction ramp. You know, so they could get dollies up and down the building. Alright, turn around. We're gonna try to... No, alright. That's not working. Let's try that again. So glad the big drop is not in this game. If you were constantly falling from like a high place and then like bailing immediately because the game decided, oh, you shouldn't be falling that far. Drive me nuts. That's not what I intended. Alright. And let's turn around here and do it again. Alright. You know, like, and I mentioned this so many times about just the Tony Hawk games and just the overwhelming amount of nostalgia I get. Maybe not even necessarily from playing them, but even just listening to the soundtrack. You know those memes where it's just like, I want to go back? That's me. I miss being like 10 years old and like biking around my neighborhood on a hot summer day, going over to the corner store, getting a chocolate bar, you know, and then going back home and then playing. Oh, that didn't work. Playing the Tony Hawk Pro Skater games with my friends, you know? I'm not sure if like that single day ever occurred in my life, but it's almost like a day that I can relive. You know what I mean? And that's fundamentally the feeling that playing Tony Hawk gives me. This one is a little bit different. It doesn't really feel that way. Most notably because there's a lot of like contemporary stuff in this, you know, about say COVID-19 and the way that, you know, things like malls are closing, you know. But one day we'll go back. One day we'll go back. Even if just in a dream. And I do have dreams about it sometimes. I do have dreams about being 10 years old. Worst thing I had to worry about was homework. And having a crush on a guy in class who, you know, now I know didn't age well. I mean, like, I'm not gonna say that. Some of my crushes from when I was a kid, some of them, you know, they aged fine. I don't even want to say that because that's, you know, that's me commenting on people's appearances like that, and that unnecessarily, and that's very mean, and I should not say that. But on the plus side, you won't know who the heck I'm talking about. No one will. Actually, mostly what I'm talking about in terms of like aging well, meaning like maturity. There are a few of them that turned out to be like not very nice people, so. Hello, NRS Warframe. Welcome to Tony Hawk. Your childhood was stolen. Yeah, I mean, like, yeah, I feel bad, I guess. You know, because, yeah, I do recognize that not everyone had the same upbringing that I did. I mean, the most I can really admit to being able to relate to that is I feel like that maybe at least there were a number of different experiences that I didn't have when I was not like a kid, but a teenager, or a young teen that a lot of other people had that I just didn't have. You know, mostly due to stuff like the things that I was dealing with in terms of my orientation and stuff like that. But like, how much of that is really like what am I doing? I've already got the secret tape. How much of that is really like idealized in in fiction. Was that not doing that on the fountain? Is that not what you wanted? Let's get those gold cameras up. When will I do Quake next? That's actually a good question. I was debating on whether or not to play Quake or Tony Hawk today. I will try to get to Quake. I want to say sometime next week. Hopefully soon. Hopefully soon. I do want to continue playing Quake though. Thank you for asking though. That's a good question. Nose grab the hubba gap. Yeah, I know that one. Around the fountain. What does around the fountain mean? It's not a circular fountain. You can't go around it. Maybe we should nose grab that hubba gap. Okay, well that didn't work. Maybe we have to probably like boneless, right? That didn't work. Sorry, stream glitched bad. What was my answer? I was saying, well, thank you for asking about that. And I was debating on whether or not to play Quake today or Tony Hawk. And I decided to go Tony Hawk, but hopefully soon, like sometime maybe next week. It really honestly depends on, you know, what's going on. What? How am I supposed to do this? I know you should probably get like off of here and then like... There you go. Boom, easy. My first try. Yeah, it really depends on things like work, what time I get home from work, what things I have to do when I get home from work. Honestly, I'm still trying to adjust to like my new living situation. Yeah, it's been about a month and a half, 2 months almost now. But it's still very weird because I haven't moved in 20 years, so. What do you mean around the fountain, though? There we go. Is that it, actually? Yeah. That's it. What do we got? I mean, we're missing a couple stat points here and there, but we're on Roswell now. This is it. This is it. I think we should probably get into our stat points, though. I do know how this works, but I want to go into my stat points and... yeah, flip speed is probably pretty good. Lip balance is fine. Manual balance, sure. Let's put an extra bit in manual balance. Yeah, I go soon? Well, you know, stopping by, even just briefly. Always a pleasure. Thank you for stopping by and taking time out of your day, morning, evening, weekend. Well, I don't know, it could be your weekend. This is my weekend. Weekend in the middle of the week. Taking time out of your day to stop by and say hi. That's the alien autopsy, by the way. This is just grind city, honestly. And then you hit the manual. Yeah, there you go. Roswell shouldn't have been designed like this. Let me say that. Oh, I'm getting the momentum. Can I keep it going? No, I don't think so. You know, life so you watch? Sleep or work and school. That's okay. Everyone's life's a little bit different. I'm coming to terms with that myself here, you know. I got one roommate who works from home. I don't even know why I bothered trying to do that. This is Grind City, baby. Got one roommate that works from home. Got one roommate that works an hour and a half away. I only work about 30 minutes away. None of us really have any higher education. But it's okay, you know? The most stressful thing you can probably do is comparing yourself to other people. Oh, this is not going very well. I have to restart the dang competition. You know, I'm sorry about that. I don't really know what else to say, but my condolences. That is genuinely I don't know what the word to put. I would say awful, you know, but oh! Note to self, don't do specials while you've got like no time to do this stuff. That's fine. Okay. Yeah. I'm sorry that you went through that, and I hope that things start looking up. I've never actually been very great at, well, Tony Hawk first of all, but you know, being, I guess, sentimental or empathetic, I guess. I think I'm okay with that. But knowing the right thing to say, I mean, is more of like what I'm trying to get at. Oh boy. Ugh. No, dude. I need to stop doing these things. I'm just really just trying to chain these grinds together just so I can get a decent score. That's not a decent score. That's an okay score. But I got to the top there anyway, so it's fine. Alright, so this isn't working. Let's get these how do you get those stat points? You think it really looks like this in Area 51? Well, I guess it is Roswell. Roswell, New Mexico does not look like this. I wouldn't know, I've never been there. Ever played a game from your childhood and realize your pathing has been the exact same for X number of years? Yes. That's what I'm doing right now. But this is sort of the intentional line, I think. Oh no! But I got the gold medal anyway. Oh hey Azure, welcome to Tony Hawk. After I have well, let's just go back and collect these stat points. I think maybe. Where's the other stat point? in here? Oh no, it's right there. It's the one that I missed. You kidding me? I'm glad that you can, like, do the spine transfer stuff now in this version of the game, but at the same time, they had to make it just slightly off-center there, didn't they? There we go. Alright. Yeah, I know. I lose, actually. Stat points. We missed one in Downhill Jam. Where on earth is it in Downhill? Oh, it's right at the end, isn't it? I don't wanna hear it. We still got the secret. We still have to get the secret tape here. How could I forget about the secret tape? I need to 100%. And I'm back here and I'm remembering talking about RoboCop 2. It's like scent memories, except it's game memories. Although I'll be honest, like I do have like some specific scent memories associated with video games. There's like a, I think it's almost like, I want to say it's like Pine Sol or something. Like lemon Pine Sol, maybe. Although when I've smelt it recently, it didn't trigger this same effect. But there was like a lemon cleaner of some kind that my parents used to use. And when I smell it, I think about Sunday afternoons, you know, while my dad was doing cleaning, while I'm sitting there playing like Pac-Man World and the Harry Potter video games on PlayStation. Specifically the Harry Potter games. I did see the new Harry Potter game, and I'm not getting it for certain reasons, which are I don't want to say they're limited to, but they're very much linked to a certain author's inability to shut up on Twitter, and how I just don't feel comfortable supporting her products anymore. At least not until such a point when she stops, you know. Mind you, this has never stopped me from playing Minecraft. But Notch, it's not like Notch is still directly involved in that stuff anyway. It has outgrown him. It's not the creative brainchild of that one individual anymore. Time you play Skyrim or Fallout 3, even if I'm an evil character, I still pick the friendly dialogue because I'm not like that. Oh yeah, when you play a game, decisions to pick the nice options every time. I was actually playing Doom 3 earlier, and you have the choice whether or not to like just shoot the NPCs, and I just shot them to think like, okay, like, no, can you shoot these ones, or are these ones like in a cinematic that you can't like shoot, you know, but you can shoot them. That's about the most complex in terms of dialogue options that I go. Shoot first, ask questions later. And turn them into instant, like, skeletons with brains flying out, because that's what happens in Doom 3 for some reason. Okay, I got it. Don't fudge it up. Don't fudge it up. Oh, this is the Tony Hawk experience, the platforming. Hallelujah. I didn't even think I touched it, but I did it. You unlock new game mods in the options menu. 100%. 100%, baby. What do we got for game mods? Double base score. Stats. Graphics. Skater size. I mean, like, we've seen this. The graphics here. What is super stats? I guess we'll find out. Oh god, I'm huge. Oh, you couldn't do big head mode? You had to make giant skater mode instead? Oh, he's got like a lower pitched voice too. I just feel like I'm just like the camera's like too close to him. You know, you have all this, but you don't have moon gravity, and that's what's bothering me. Oh, I didn't expect that to happen. Unless this is essentially like moon gravity. What happens if I make my guy smaller again? What? No, game mods, that's it. And then we're gonna go down to Tiny Skater. Let's just turn all this stuff on. What's expert stats? Oh my gosh, look at him. Oh no, I'm real tiny. Oh my gosh. I'm so tiny. Oh my god. I feel like he's so tiny I could just pop him right in my mouth. I crunch those tiny little bones of his. This like just on like a textural, visceral, physical level doesn't feel right. I'm playing Postal 2. Go full Postal. I've never played Postal 2 beyond like the first few minutes of it. It's too much for me. It's too much. Let's go quit and wait, is it, are there unlockable skaters in here? I just see like the regular skaters here, and then you get this guy, but how do you unlock? I know that there are unlockable skaters, first of all, but like, how? Let's look it up. Let's look it up. Complete all created skater challenges. You get Ripper from the purchasing the digital deluxe edition. And then collect every alien plushie hidden in the game. Well, what's the challenges here? I just have to claim my rewards. Hold on. I haven't done this. Is that it? No, hold on. What's like the creative skater challenges? Like I pressed the wrong button again. Created skater. What is a sick combo? Land a combo greater than the 6 score on all classic goal parks. Oh my gosh. Imagine how fast he's going from his point of view as a tiny man, yeah. You gotta go to bed? Well, thanks for coming by and spending some time here. I've also probably gotta go to bed semi-shortly as well. It's 1:30 in the morning, my gosh. Alright. Well, have a good night, and I'll see you around. I'm gonna continue playing and see what some other things I can do here are. Land a 15 plus move combo using only non-special flip tricks and flatlands. Game mods must be disabled. Well, I've gotten like half of these, so, and I'm on my way. Land any gap on all available classic parks. So I just need a gap and chopper drop for that. I'll have to take the game mods off. Right, and then I guess I'll go into skate tours and I will go to chopper drop. See what we can do about that. The gap. The big kahuna was here. The huna wada wada? The thing is, it's like I can totally see, like, you gotta do like a... Oh my gosh. You gotta go like up here. Well, you like, cause this just sticks you to it, and then you got to do like the jump across, right? Like this just sticks you to it. So you broke the game. I don't know why I didn't boneless off of that. So let's try it again. Okay, this thing looks like it's made of Lego or Tetris blocks. This is weird. Like, this ramp is weird compared to the other ones because you stick to it. That counts as a gap? No? That doesn't count as a gap? That doesn't count as a gap? What counts as a gap on chopper drop? Oh, that's a gap. There we go. Well, now we did that on chopper drop. What was on challenges there? We did sick combos, non-special flip tricks, and flatlands. Well, let's level select, and we're gonna go to the hangar for that. 15. What? Non-special flip tricks and flat. How have we not done that though? Non-special flip tricks and flatlands. Created skater. 15 plus move combo using only non-special flip tricks and flatlands. There you go. How have we not done that, though? That's silly. How have we not done that? That's just like something that would have happened normally. Sick nasty. Be special. Land a 25 plus move combo with no grind tricks. And at least one special. Okay. Well, no, we can do that. Okay, no, we can do that. You gotta get that special meter up first, though. Which we can do by doing that, right? And then we do like one of these, and then a revert, and then we just you know, we mash, we get up to 25. Ah! Because you can do flips in there. I was trying to do a flip to reset myself a little, but I didn't realize. All right, I'm sorry. This is so quiet. I'm concentrating here. So close. Okay. Okay. Well, at least we can get our special up. We know we can get our special up by doing this, or at least moderately high. All right, and then. Coffin is a very, like, low intensity, low investment trick. Because it's literally just that. Okay, no, we gotta have one special move in there, so. This dip in front of the half pipe is really screwing me up. My nose is itchy. My nose is itchy. Okay, we're good. The thing is, when it gets up to like 24 tricks, oh, come on. When it gets up to like 24 tricks, it's like hard. I've just sort of resigned to the fact that I'll be like here. I don't want to be kicking the meter up or down too much though, because if I do that, like, it's gonna start, like, wildly swinging all over the place like that. And that's like, no good. I mean, maybe it's better to, like... Ah, come on. Maybe it's better to, like, tap the D-pad? I don't know. I don't know. No, hold on. So it's like with no grinds. All right. That's no good. I think we're better off just restarting. Fail upwards. Well, nothing's saying that we can't do grinds to start our special. Like that, right? And then we could do one of these. Or maybe one of these again. Steer this onto like some flatter land like this so I'm not constantly doing the... 18, 19, 20... There you go. Look at that. All right. What else we got? Keep them coming, dude. Veteran challenge completed. Combo. 5 and away. 5+ move combo with at least one revert using no grind specials or flatlands. No grinds, no specials, no flatlands. How do you do that? All right. Well, the manual doesn't count as a flatland, so that's all right. That's all right. Lips and stuff. Man, we don't actually have that much left. Lips and stuff. Land a 10,000 point combo using only non-special lip trick and a reverb. But we weren't really in the lip trick game, were we? That was not what I intended. We can definitely do that. Is it a single non-special lip trick and a revert? Is that what it is? Also, let's claim these. So I can get that hyper juice, up that score, increase. All right. No. We gotta take a look at those challenges here. Only a non-special lip trick and a revert. So I'm assuming that's like a single lip trick. No, that's no good. Can it be more than one lip trick? No, it has to be a single lip trick. A single lip trick. All right. That's hard because the lip balance, well, my lip balance kind of sucks just because... No. Just because I didn't put the points into it, but we can change that. So how about I do that and I take some out of Switch. All right. Does the gap count? Okay. All right. I realize that it's going to be hard to do that just because the points will decrease. Reach around invert. That's not a nice thing to say. Oh, that was almost it. It's the gap. The gap is not allowed. The gap is just straight up not allowed. All right. Okay. This one's tough. I'll give it that. It's like you have to do a single balance and a revert. Like that, but like double. Okay, no. That I wasn't gonna get that with a revert anyway. 1 foot invert. All right. Okay. I'm trying to alternate between like should I tap the D-pad versus should I use the stick and like lightly tap the stick. No. Okay. Yeah, that one's fine. Ah! It was getting there. It was getting there. No, I definitely think the stick is better just for the tapping. Ah. Oh, that was so close. Okay, we're gonna make it. We're gonna make it. We're gonna do this. This one's real difficult. My controller stopped responding for a second there. That reach around invert, I don't know what about it is. Okay. Okay. You seem to get more points, I think, from like waggling it around a little bit. But not too wildly, you know? It's hard to like judge the point counter while you're also like trying to maintain the balance. It's hard. It's hard. We might end up having to skip this one. I want to get all these created skater goals. Slow it down the middle. Slow it down. Ah, so close. And now if I try that reach around invert, it's not gonna do what I want it to do. Cause I've already done one of those and it's, oh my god. Same with the switcheroo here. Oh my god. That looked like it hurt. There we go. Oh. 3 moves down. Land an only three move combo worth 20. No specials. What on earth is worth that much? We're looking at like a we're probably looking at like grinds, right? So I'll do like 1 grind. We'll like hop. Okay, no. So we're gonna do 1 grind. We're gonna hold the grind. Love isn't always on time. No, okay, so that didn't work. With no specials. With no specials for 20,000 points. You're out of your mind. Well, what grinds are like worth the most points? I'd wager that is... Alright, so that looks good. Well, hold on. Are manuals permitted? What am I doing? Are manuals permitted? Manuals have got to be permitted. Just no specials. No specials. Alright. So realistically, I could like do one of these. Manuals are really, really hard to do like this though. Just because when you get to the flatland tricks, like they're a lot harder to do, to keep balanced. And still keep racking up the points on. Ah! Okay. It's hard because like you're trying to look at like you're trying to do the math in your head. And it's like, it's absurd. 20,000 points. 3-move combo. Like, it's possible. It had the chopper hop in it. So that didn't count. Why did it have the chopper hop in it? Okay, okay, okay. We're gonna switch it up. I can see. I can see. Does the gap count as a move? If the gap counts as a move, then I should be able to do that, right? Yeah, gap counts as a move. Wow, all right. Well, we're learning, and that's the important part. High flyer. Hanger's flying high gap. Hanger's flying high gap. What is the flying high gap? Oh, is that the one in the secret area? No, that's the it's cold up here. What is the flying high gap in the hangar? Let me just look that up. Just cause I ain't got an idea. Flying high hangar gap. Thips 2. Thips 1 plus 2. Where's the flying high hangar gap? Alright. Let me just look up the tutorial, it'll tell me. Oh, it's the one that's in there. Okay. It's in the other secret area. Alright. Understood, understood. Have a good day. So what was the challenge again? Oh my god. No, not Andrew Reynolds. We were on Create a Skater. We want a 15,000 point combo. Shouldn't be too hard. Little did he know, it would be the hardest thing he's ever done. Just getting that gap first of all. Just getting the momentum for this gap is kind of stinky. Alright, so what you gotta do is you gotta get between these things. I didn't even get the gap. Why didn't I get the gap? You have to go off the blue parts? What? Is that not what it is? That's what it looked like to me in the video. Are you kidding me? Bring that back up. Control Shift Tab. You can't see it, but I can see it. All right. And so he goes and he comes back down and then he goes over that. I counted for him. Why did it not count for me? Perfect landing. You need to hit a certain height, I guess. Guess that's why it's called flying high. What the heck are my stats? My god. My air is and my ollie are high. My speed as well. I am pretty good at rail balance, so I'll take that down. Let's add a little bit more to spin. No, what's going on here? What is going on? Oof! I've never been hit by the propeller before. Alright. I got a little bit underconfident there. I didn't believe. Yeah, it's like you gotta make it to the blue ramps, right? That should be good, right? There you go. Alright, and so what are the next ones? Let's go skater challenges. The sickness? Can't you smell the sickness? I'm sorry, that's the sweetness. Mallway space. Malls for the atrium gap. Using at least one grab trick. Gray grind gap using at least one manual and a lip trick. I don't know what some of these gaps are. I imagine the Burnside over the pool gap is over the pool. Philly's manual stimulation gap. I don't like the sound of that. Warehouse downhill. Philly streets in Venice. We can definitely try. We gotta get a combo. No, can I change the game? You should just be able to just level select, you know what I mean? Like, you should be able to, like, just swap between them. Looks like Hedera. What is the, what do we do here? Alright, warehouse. Downhill, Philly, streets, Venice. Combo greater than 6 score. Alright, what's the 6 score for this stage? 100,000 points. Easy. Let me do it. Hold on. Let me do it. No? Okay. Okay, no. So, see, this isn't working. Okay, that didn't work. Halfway there, though. I've seen people do, like, real good on Warehouse. I've never been, like, 100% on Warehouse. I know it's the classic, it's the original, but, You did it! You did it! Just land it! Stop! Okay. What? Why did that not count? It did count. It did. Okay, okay. It just doesn't give you the notification. It just checks it off. Okay, downhill. Downhill, downhill, downhill. Alright. Downhill sucks, but we can do downhill. What's the sick score in this stage? Just probably like a bunch of flatland tricks. 6 scores, 200,000 points. We can probably do this if we get a good line going and we do a bunch of flatland tricks. Flatland tricks are really like the savior when it comes to stuff like this. 200,000 points though. 200,000 point combo in downhill jam. Listen, I'm not a thug pro. Listen, as long as you get like a decent... What's going on? Oh, okay, so that was actually pretty close. As long as you get a decent amount of points in your first little bit of your combo. Then you can just like pump that up with multipliers by like doing those hand flips. Now see, it's not working this time. Or maybe? Like if you can get those points up to like... You gotta get like the 100,000 and then times 2? No, you gotta get the 10,000 times 20. Once you get the 10,000 times 20, you're good. See, I can do math. Stop going up. Ah. Once you, because the problem is it's downhill jam. So it's making you go down the hill. I was hoping you could wall ride on the mesh there, but you can't, it looks like. No. Weird, you can wall plant off of it, but you can't wall ride off of it. And yet you can wall ride off of chain link fences in this game. I'm trying to do the manual too early. You can hear my like controller flicking. Okay. Let's see. This is gonna be like the hardest. You gotta land right too. It's gonna be the hardest dang combo I've ever done in my life. See, if you land on the right one, it's a lot harder to get that grind. We still got a chance. I mean, technically we could try doing it on like one of the later things, but I know people like they're able to just do downhill jam all in one gosh darn thing, and I'm trying to be a little overzealous with it by I'm just flying all over the place. I hope this has been educational and informative. Several different ways how to not play Tony Hawk Pro Skater. Also, if you do the wrong manual... I'll be frank, most of the time I'm just desperate to get like a good manual in. So I just do the up-down flick real fast. Sometimes it's a nose manual, sometimes it's not. Okay. Well, we got better luck. We can try it, like, later on here. No, maybe not. Oh, that was looking good. I hate downhill jam, by the way, because you can fly in like 10 different directions. Yeah, sure, blame the game, not your own inability to play the game, but you know what I mean? It's a tough level to learn. Okay, if I'd managed to do that and then like get that times 20, or even close to like times 10, times 15, that would have been good. And I can accomplish that with flatland tricks. It's just a matter of I need to manual the second I land, and that's hard. Really not getting the special grind on there is really hurting me. Not actually getting the grind to start the level out with is really hurting me. But we'll do it. We'll do it. See, we've completed the campaign. This is what we're in it for. And hopefully by the end of it, we'll become downhill jam masters. Nope. I'm really trying to aim to get on the first one. That one I overcompensate. It's so difficult because, like, you gotta get your trajectory exactly right. Ah, god damn it. It's really not working. You gotta string together a good series of combos here. Good series of combos. Good series of moves for your combo. Yeah, I get an order of fries with that. Well, here's the other thing that we've sort of neglected to do, is we can do a like a grab trick up there, right? Yeah. Oh, come on. I get a little bit too overzealous there on the menu screen. Let's see, that's not working. And every time I crash, I get this feeling like there's a frog in my throat. Just the downhill surface makes the it makes it flip up too much. You know what I mean? Like, you're doing your manual and it just kicks you right up to the top. That wasn't a good enough jump. But we got the keys to the kingdom. It's all about just stringing stuff together. I lost it. I lost it. Sometimes it's really just a matter of like a frame and you lose it. Your hitbox touches the ground just for too long. I hear him go like, "Ugh." I'm like, that's me. just collide with the you move too fast. You really want to get like my flatland trick combination is like not working. The only thing I can think of is maybe just doing strict flatlands or trying to like at least get a boost off of here. Like that's so hard to try to do the flatlands like that. It's hard enough to just do the it's hard enough to do just the 6 score in a single combo. To try to do it all flatlands, like, I don't think I can do all flatlands. I can do some flatlands, but that's it. Once you're getting the flatlands combo up to like close to like 20, but like not having the points for it. Okay, we're looking okay here. We got a relatively flat piece of land here. Don't fudge it up. If we had jumped. We got a little bit too much. Oh, if I could grind on that, that would have been killer. It really always ends around there, and that's the problem. I need to get a special grind off of that. And I'm really trying my darndest. It's like I get the special meter up and then I get there and I'm like, okay, do like a dark slide or something. And it's not having it. Like, there we go. It's just another Saturday, boys and girls and everyone in between. Or neither. I don't get why I did so good that one time. It was probably getting a boneless off of this thing. Getting that magical boneless. Riding out the dark slide to the bottom of the slide. When I get back up to the top, I want to go for a ride. I'm trying to like reorient myself to try to do like a wall plant off of there, and it's just not working. I'm not at a perpendicular angle. Gosh, this is real nasty. Oh! You seen that? I realize that I'm probably just doing this the hard way. Heck, you know what? Let's continue. Let's see what other options we have here. Alright, clearly not the greatest choice. Alright, that's fine. Let's just keep going. See, it's like I was on the ground for one frame too much out of the revert, and it screwed me. My fingers are so sore. You know what they say, get yourself someone who plays Tony Hawk. How long do you think I can hold flatland tricks for? On like uneven ground. The thing is, I got so close a couple times there. I hit that wall. And I've had it all. And you can have it all, my Empire Dirt, by the way. I will let you down. I will slurp your girt. Oh, come on. This part's gonna screw me up here. Ugh. When the land goes down like that, it's gonna skew it in like one way or the other. Alright. I was like, do some flatlands, get over there, get that Rowley Dark Slide going on. That didn't work. None of this is working. One day, I'll be so good at downhill jam. Alright, the real problem is, like, really gotta slow your momentum. But it's like you can't really get combos unless you get that momentum, so... well, let's try it. Let's try it for, like, one other stage. Just because I don't want to spend all this time on downhill. Let's try Philly. That'll be nasty, because Philly's is, like... in, well, Philly is in the other game. Philly is, like, late game, too, so the score is gonna be high, right? 250,000. Single combo. 250,000 points. Can we do it? I'm sure we can. If I was maybe in a better state of mind here. No, do you know what I think? Do you know what I think the cheat is here? We got the infinite lives combo, like. Oh, okay. We had it. All right, and then we can finish out with Flatlands. It works. I was saying infinite lives combo because it's like this is just like silly. That bus better not. Or I better not get near that bus. I must be close to it now. There we go. I was like, excuse me, it didn't tell me that I got it, but yeah, this one doesn't tell you, you get it. So streets in Venice. Alright, and run. Streets in Venice. Oh, smack my microphone there. Well, we can do Venice. And maybe we can leave streets for another time. It's also 2 in the morning. Wait, what's the... it's 200,000 points. Ah, it's like the line here really has to do with like this. Yeah, but see, that's part of the problem. I think you can do it in like sort of this half bowl here. Like, you could definitely get something going there, and then you could get on the flatlands. Not like that. Sand is everywhere, by the way. Sandwich. I am really liking this Billy Talent song. The thing is, the slower you're going... We got a good base here, actually. Flatland tricks, like, they break the game so bad. Like, I thought that since Underground, like... They're just gnarly. We had it. But they especially, like, they really crustify this game, man. Like, they're up there. That didn't work. You also want to, like, to try to chain a lot of these together, like for a certain number of moves, you want to be going slow, so. Didn't work. I lost my combo. But that would have been a really good base to go with. I feel like you could definitely like do this. Like, cause here's a good line, is like you do this, but I don't know where to go from there, cause it's a good line, but like, oh, it doesn't work if you don't land back on the freaking quarter pipe. But I don't know where to go from there to try to extend this to 200,000. I mean, you could definitely like get into doing flatlands, breaking the game a little bit. I thought we were safe. We'll stop getting so overzealous with it and start getting jiggy with it. Alright. Yeah, just bail that shorty planter pop. I thought I landed straight, but apparently I did not. No, we're going the sand. And Jerry was a race car driver, by the way. He drove so goddamn fast. I mean, he never did win no checkered flag, but he never did come in last. That didn't work. Top 5 Primus songs right now. I'm just probably end up naming stuff off of like Pork Soda, because Pork Soda is like pretty good. I don't really like Primus too much. Alright, that's a lie. Like, I like Primus, you know, it's like how I mentioned earlier at Rage Against the Machine. It's like in certain doses. We talk about Primus a lot on these streams. Larry Lalonde and his dedication to death metal. And then, got together with Les Claypool, and, the rest, as they say, is history. Alright, we got a good start out there. No, land. Okay. Alright, and then... Ugh, 9 out of 11, okay. Streets and downhill. We can do that. We can do that. I mean, downhill sucks. Street shouldn't be that bad, just because it's one of those levels, right? It's one of the no, Streets is this one. I was thinking Skate Street. Streets, 250,000 points. All right, downhill might actually be easier than this, because we got real close on downhill. This is a lot of street performance. Alright, we gotta find what the line is. Lay it on it. Alright. Okay, okay. Let's try this. You think we can do it? No, not even close. I mean, it was halfway there, but it gets exponentially harder, so that's kind of the hard part. Okay, Okay, we had a good base there. All right. Actually, as far as, like, say, Primus goes, I'm not super familiar with their discography. I know Pork Soda, and I know a select few other songs from other albums. Yeah, that was never gonna work. What's the combo factory in this level? You know, every level's got a combo factory. Is it the bowl? The bowl inside of this building up here? Let's try that. How do you get up there? Oh, you gotta go up this, like, use it as a kicker. That's right. Yeah, get your button mash on here. Okay, yeah, so you just get your button mash on here. Then you pop off and you do some flatlands, and that's that. Bob's your uncle, as they say. Okay, we're gonna need to do it fresh though. And so to help that out, we're gonna try to go down there without having to do any like weird grind tricks or anything like that. Alright, didn't work as planned because I forgot that this big freaking planter is in the way. That was a very strange noise my player character just made. Yeah. 250,000 though. Getting these things to stall is like an art. All right, well we got it. All right, and then the last one is downhill. Well, ladies and gentlemen, boys, girls, and everyone else, we gotta do downhill. Get that freaking juicy combo. Yeah, steer it. Oh, we came to a dead stop. Thank freaking God. I was so close and yet so far. Steer it. All right. Come to a stop. We're at a stop. Oh no! I realize that like doing the flatlands is probably not like super conducive, but it is a super cheap way to get points. I'm just not sure if it's good enough on this stage. A stage that was not built for them, but also not built for getting a 6 score of 200,000 points in a single combo. Are you freaking kidding me? That's so hard. Alright, so we ride that. Oh. I was hoping to get a special grind there. No such luck, just because for some reason it was not taking my inputs. Yeah, that's the perfect way to start it out. We're gonna do this. If not now, then at a distant point in the future. Nope. Into the soup. All right. Okay. I'm starting to get a little bit frustrated, so perhaps we need to come back to this some other time. Yep. Yep. And it's also really freaking late, so that's that there. That is Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 1+2. And maybe I'll come back to that to do another stream sometime. Hello. It's not letting me exit to desktop. There we go. Had to switch to my mouse for a second. But I'll be kind of honest though. Not quite done yet here. You know, I was looking for, and this is just a total freaking side note here. Hold on, let's see. What do I have as Modder 1 and Modder 2? I moved this stuff around. Oh boy. Why is that like that? Alright. Hold on. There we go. Alright, so I have my letterbox profile. Which I should probably update, I think, because I think no. I think the last, like, movie that I hadn't seen yet that I watched was Predator 2. But I liked Letterboxd. I wanted something for music. This is how late it is. For Letterboxd. And then I came across, hold on, sorry. I came across this. There's a thing, it's called, you know, I don't want Last FM. Okay, so, like, for music, it's like, I have a Last FM account. Last FM's here. This is what it is. We know what it is. My love tracks is 666. The last one I added in there was Number of the Beast. I couldn't go beyond that, you know. That's it. I can't like any more tracks on here. And, you know, this is nice. You know, you can see in the last 7 days, all time, you know, that last 7 days. New Napalm Death, by the way, that's pretty good. Give it a listen. If you like, I guess if you like them going in sort of more of a, not really experimental, but just generally different direction, that's still good. In the same way that, say, Cattle Decap went in sort of a different direction, but still good. You'll like this. Also, it's Napalm Death, who I didn't appreciate enough when I saw them live. Incredible energy for guys who are like 50 years old. But you know, get the 365 days, all time. You know, it's pretty standard stuff. But you don't log stuff. Yeah, you log every individual song automatically. Like, yeah, that makes sense. But what doesn't make sense is that it's like I can't like log albums. I can't like rate albums. I wanted that, and I didn't want rate your music. Don't talk to me about rate your music, okay? But I've listened. Listened is a thing, mind you. It's still a little not all there because you know there's some cover art that's missing, and I know if you go into the listens, and I'm not even nearly done logging things on here, but sometimes the cover art is like not the correct thing that it should be. So like, what was a good example of this? Like, for the most part, I don't know what database it's pulling this stuff from. For the most part, it's like it's correct. But there's some that just don't have cover art at all, like this. And I get those are not full albums; those are EPs. So. But what it considers an album is also really weird because for some of them it's like EPs count, sometimes the EPs don't. Which I mean that's fine. But there was like a few here like this is not the Torture album cover that's sort of considered the torture album cover. That's like a variant of it, I guess. Which I mean is fine, but like there's a couple here where it's like suffocation, pierced from within. That's not even showing up, but before, maybe if I go to the page. Yeah, it's like it's the back of the album. Like, I don't know why. Just wherever they pulled that from. And not a lot of people seem to use listened, because, you know, listens are apparently 5 on Pierced from Within by Suffocation. But, you know, it's in there. Pierced from Within by Suffocation, by the way, excellent death metal album. Excellent old school death metal album. Up there with the best. Absolute best. I would not recommend it as an entry point. It's good, though. Even like, especially like the middle section of the album, like from start to finish, it's great. But even like the middle section of the album, where like a lot of albums tend to sort of have a lull, like it straight up does not have that. It's just solid the whole way through. But yeah, anyway, I've been going through like different albums here, like, because you can go over and it's like, okay, you go albums, and then you can go like, okay, so let's say, you know, metal, right? And here's my forte, metal, 1990s. You can go specific down to the year too, but then you go subgenre, and I go, you know, let's go death metal. Popular in the last month or all time or whatever, and you apply filter, and then you'll get this stuff. It's interesting that the Abhorrence self-titled is up there in the popular in the last month on here, but and I haven't actually rated that one. You want to know why? Because I could not tell you a dang thing about it. I'll have to listen to it again if I have not listened to it already. I guess because nobody else has given it a rating either. And then it just averages out. Oh no, I have to put the dang thing again. But of course you can do it for whatever genre, right? Like you can go over to like thrash. I don't know, it's just thrash. It's not thrash metal. Go all time. If you get more and more people on this, I would not consider Pantera thrash metal. I'm sorry. I don't know why this is all popular. Typo O negative is not thrash. Neither is Machine Head. Okay, so maybe this needs a little bit of tweaking. But I feel like, you know, at least within like the if you went to death metal, like this is my zone. I live here. Yeah, you know, like Opeth, early Opeth still, yeah, I guess they're death metal. They're prog metal, death metal. You know, this is, yeah, that's what you expect. And you know, you can just go through and then you can like rate them. So like, you know, for instance, if you hover over this, I've already rated this. I gave Massacre from Beyond 8 out of 10. And then you can get, that isn't an 8 out of 10. That's a 9 out of 10. But you gotta realize that when I do my ratings, it's subjective, you know? Of course it's gonna be, but you know, is Human Waste necessarily better than Dawn of Possession? I don't know. But I gave it a 9 out of 10 because it's a solid slab of death metal. It's a package. I'm talking about it on the level of it being a package. How full is the package? Anyway, it's too late for me to be talking about full packages. We're gonna call it quits for now. Thank you so much for watching, and tune in for the next one. But until then, I'll catch you next time in the world of slime.